there, guys, and welcome to Midweek with Indiacharts. My name is Muskan Kapoor, and I'm joined here with Jay Vora. It's been quite an interesting week. All views have started to play out. We are seeing a lot of things happening, so we will just quickly get started. My first question is that we have some CPI data released in India and the US. How was it? And we have also seen the Bank of Japan meet outcomes. Do you have any thoughts on any of these?
Yeah, so the inflation data, that is the CPI data for India, surprised positively. So, in fact, I've written the precise number. So, for November, the CPI data was 5.88, and for this
Mhm.
month, we have seen 5.7. The expectation was around 5.9 to 6, somewhere around that range. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a massive beat on that. So, that was positive for the Indian markets. And for the US market, I think the data was in line as to what was expected. So the CPI data was 6.5 as against 7.1, which was last month. So over there also it is trending down, and the
Correct.
inflation seems to be getting in control,
Hmm.
and it is coming month on month down as well. So month on month it was down by 0.1% versus positive 1%, which was there earlier. So over there as well, month on month also there has been a decrease. And if we see the core inflation is 5.7 as against 6. So overall the trend on the CPI front is positive. And on
Hmm.
the Bank of Japan, there was a surprise move today. So I mean, the rates were unchanged, and the loosening policy environment which is there, wherein the quantitative easing which the Bank of Japan has been doing, I think, since 2013, that will still go on, and market was kind of surprised to see that. So that's why the USD JPY, it fell 2% or so during the day, but by the day end, I mean, those gains were normalized, and it cooled off a bit. But broadly, if you see, the easy monetary policy that is going on in the bank, which is going on in Japan, so that is going to continue for a while at least. And the
Okay.
yield curve control, which was up from 0.2% to
Hmm.
0.5%, so that was
Hmm.
maintained. In fact, many of the people were anticipating at least the yield curve control might go up, but even that was status quo. So overall it surprised the market. But the Nikkei index, it actually jumped 2.5%, due to the basically the loose monetary policy.
Hmm.
So overall,
Correct.
it was a good data. I mean, you can say a good outcome for the equity markets, and
Yes.
due to which, we are seeing some positivity continuing.
Correct. I agree. Moving on, the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500, they have given a bullish crossover in the weekly Rohit Momentum Indicator, which is our proprietary
Yes.
indicator. What does this mean for the indices in the short term?
Sure. So I'll just share my screen.
Okay.
You can see the S&P 500 index. Sorry, this is
Yeah.
the Nasdaq 100 index. So you can see over
Hmm.
here, there has been a bullish crossover in the RMI indicator, which is our proprietary indicator. And along with that, there has been a close above the 20-week, average. So this indicates that at least the near term, positive
Hmm.
momentum that is there in the market, that is likely to
Hmm.
continue. And at least we might see an up move, somewhere around the 40-week exponential average, which is around the 12,093 mark. And that is where even the falling trend line is,
Hmm.
coinciding. So this will be the level to watch out for in the near term. And if that gets surpassed, then I think, furthermore, scope of a bigger retracement is likely. But as of now, at least this is what we can work out for the next couple of trading session to next 1 week, and we can see thereafter how it is unfolding. In fact, if you see the S&P 500 index, that is even more bullish. That is because it is coming out of the 40-week exponential average. I mean, it has closed below that in the previous week. And moreover, there has been a positive, I mean, the bullish crossover in the RMI indicator as well. So if we see in terms of structure, so supposingly this entire move was, if we take it as wave A, wave B has happened, and then wave C has to unfold, then the upside potential is somewhere around 4,400. Okay, so that says an upside of around 10% from current level. So whether that happens or not, that needs to be seen, but I mean we'll take it level by level. But at least as of now, the markets are indicating towards a positive momentum, especially in the near term. And like we had highlighted earlier as well, many of the other indices like DAX index and every other European indices were making new
Hmm.
highs, and FTSE index had actually surpassed uh, this high as well. Okay, this
Yeah,
equivalent high. So over there, they were already leading. So Dow Jones just started catching up, and hopefully now we are also catching up. So there
correct.
should be a positive momentum, especially in the near term, and we
Hmm.
will go level by level and see how things unfold.
Correct. Makes total sense. This is what is happening in the US market currently. When I came to Nifty, I saw that it crossed the 20 DMA as well in this entire week. So, are we seeing the trend reversal? What is happening to the index of, say, Bank Nifty also, small cap, mid cap? What is the update for these indexes?
Sure. So I'll take a trading view chart because my today's data is not updated. So
Hmm.
if we look at the Nifty index on the daily chart,
Hmm.
so you can see over here that the 20-day, this is the orange line that has been surpassed, and even the 40-day exponential is surpassed in today's trading session. Now only thing that is left is to cross the falling trend line. I think once that is done,
Hmm.
we can start conservatively looking out for the retracement. So if you see the 50% retracement, that is around 18,328, and the 61.8% retracement is somewhere around 18,460. So these are the two near-term levels to work with. And I think once the 61.8% retracement level is taken out, that is where we can, start looking out for more bullish outcome. So we have already actually published a possibility of wave E eventually unfolding, okay, which means moving to the higher end of the upper trend line. Okay, so this is kind of a wave wedge structure that is forming, and if that is true and we are going to the upper end, then it actually comes to somewhere around 19,300 kind of levels. Okay, if we do it on a log scale, so it works out to around 19,300 level. So that would be the level, but as I said, we would go level by level. So the 50% retracement, like I highlighted, was somewhere around 18,326 and 327, and the 61.8% is 18,460. So these are the two near term levels, and once that is surpassed, the 61.8% retracement mark, that is where we would start, even, I mean, we would be open to the possibility of a move towards 19,300 as well, which is the upper trend line. Now if you see the Bank Nifty index, okay, Bank Nifty index is actually, in the recent days, I mean, since past couple of trading sessions, it has been kind of an underperformer. But if you see in today's trading session, it has given a bullish crossover. Okay, so I think that the bullish momentum should start picking up once the Bank Nifty closes above the 20 DMA, which is at, I think 42,558. Okay, so it has currently closed around those levels only. So once it closes above the 20 DMA, that is where we can expect the momentum to start picking up. And if you see the structure as well, so it is kind of similar to the Nifty index, wherein probably it is forming an ending diagonal as well. Okay, so the broader count is basically, this is wave A, this is B, this is wave C, this is wave D, and eventually wave E should unfold, okay, which should initially cross
Hmm.
the all-time high, which is around 44,151. And I think once that is surpassed, there is a scope of an up move even towards the 45,000 mark. Okay, so
Hmm.
we keep our fingers crossed, and we will see how things develop. But if you see technically, it is taking all the parameters, that is,
Yeah.
it is trading above the weekly averages. Then now even the daily indicators are now turning bullish, and it is trying to cross above the 20-day average. I think once that is done, we might see some pickup in the momentum. Now, if you see the Nifty mid-cap index, so what is happening right now is that all of the index are doing its own thing, okay? But largely what is happening is that we are seeing some kind of rotation. So Nifty upar ja raha hai, but Nifty mid-cap index was consolidating all this while. So it has not corrected as much as Nifty did, okay? But it was largely sideways. And now hopefully it is trying to start its next leg of up move. So if it starts its next leg of up move, then eventually I think it should head higher towards towards the recent high which it had formed. Okay, so if we draw a trend line, so somewhere over here, which is at 33,000. Okay, so that is where we can expect the Nifty mid cap index to rally and ultimately reach towards this upper trend line. So that would be our expectation on the Nifty mid cap index. And the Nifty small cap index, it has a similar setup like the mid cap index. So it has consolidated over here as well. And now it is trying to pick up. I think once the 40-day exponential average, which is at 9744, okay, which is just, I think, 1% away from the current market price. So once that is taken out, it might also attempt to move towards this upper trend line. So that is what we have to look out for. Sorry, this is the upper trend line. So that is where, we would expect the Nifty small cap index to head higher as well. So overall, if you see, all the things are now falling in place. Okay. So a lot of people did, criticize that we were trying to preempt. But the whole reason for being bullish was that we got a positive weekly close last week. Okay. And we kind of formed a doji last week. I mean, this was an indecisive. So basically, now this candle is getting taken out on the upside. Okay, so this possibly means a trend reversal. Okay, so ye jo chota correction which we have seen from the top, it appears that this is looking complete, and now we should head higher. Especially if we look at the weekly, if we look at the weekly chart. So for the Nifty index, especially, I think for next week, as I mentioned earlier, 18,327 and 18,460, these two will be very crucial Fibonacci retracement levels to watch out for. If that is taken out, I think we might see a bullish momentum. And so far, what is happening is that ye Nifty mein rally aaya, so mid caps and small caps have not performed that well. Okay. Like I showed you there, they were consolidating, so stock specific itna move nahi aaya hai. I think now what might happen is that Nifty may probably take a backseat, or it might grind higher slowly, and we might start seeing more action in the small and mid cap index. So that is where I think now the action would be, and it needs to be seen how things unfold. And we will take it level by level. So as of now, broadly, the idea remains that the Nifty can go higher in the short term, and as long as the global cues are positive, I think the bullish momentum or the positive momentum that we are seeing in the Indian markets, that should continue, especially till the budget.
Correct. So we can expect things to go in a positive way. We'll get proper confirmation by next week, because we will probably see it in play. So I'm really, really interested to get in touch next week and do this session so people actually see how beautifully Nifty plays out eventually. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much for this session. Thank you.